Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. My name is Lisa Hanson. I'm with the Interchange. I'm the owner of the Interchange and also with the Stand for Liberty. I hope you're all standing with us for liberty because we're standing for your liberties, our children and our grandchildren's liberties. And please stand with us. Now is the time to stand. I'm going to be putting out a call to action at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that, if you will. I told you the last video that I would be sharing some local corruption that's going on, doing some exposing of that, and why is it important to do that? It's important because we need to know what's going on. We need to hold people accountable. People that are elected, appointed, and hired as government officials need to be held accountable when they're not doing their job, when they're not performing their duties. It's so important that we hold them accountable. This is one of the biggest problems that we faced as a nation, is that we have not been holding officials accountable. Another, probably even bigger, is we've not educated ourselves properly, me included with that. We don't even know what our rights are. And so as I've been learning my rights, as I've been learning the rights of we the people, as I've been digging in, I find that the swamp is deep, not just at the federal level, but at the state level, and oh yes, at the local level. I'm talking city and county. I never knew. So let's get right into it. As many of you know, I have every intention of reopening the Interchange and always have. Well, there's been a little snafu thrown into the mix. I got a letter from the city of Albert Lea, signed by the city attorney. Only signature on this letter. That's interesting because she's the one that's prosecuting me on criminal charges. So that's interesting. This is a notice of termination of lease agreement, which I was very surprised because in past conversations, the city has, I have the emails, copies of emails, they have made it clear that they intended to renew our lease when it came due, which is at the end of this year, December 31st, 2021. Well, something changed. I wonder what changed. Well, this is not okay with me because I want the opportunity to be able to pay off my business debt, to be able to offer again a wonderful place to come, which it has always been for so many of you. You've let us know over and over again that you're so excited when we do finally reopen. You want us there. You want us to reopen. The Interchange has been an amazing part of the downtown Albert Lea, and I'm not saying that in and of myself. That's what so many of our guests, our clientele, let us know, that we are well loved, and been there for several years now, and so we do plan to be able to reopen. It's always been our plan. So this throws a big wrench in our plans, and remember that call to action. I'm going to get into that in just a minute. Below this video, you're going to see a lot of documents shared. I'm going to share this letter from the city attorney, notice of termination. I'm also going to share some emails from city manager Ian Rigg, and then myself replying to that email from Mr. Rigg, and then also an email from myself to the city council and the mayor. So let's get into this a little bit more. So what happened is when I received this, I thought, well, why? What you have I know we're temporarily closed, right? I do. We're temporarily closed right now, and to some it looks like maybe we're never going to reopen again. But I am confident we will win our cases, and then reopen the Interchange again. And I say bigger and better than ever. But and that is the plan. So why would they, a 7.5-year business that is a thriving business until we had to shut down in February, why would they want to get rid of us now? Why would the city not want us back in full force, full swing, offering all the great things we offered, very community oriented, with offering events and fashion shows and wine and beer tasting, and we hosted parties of all kinds for you and your families, and we were a great place for businesses. We are a great place for business meetings and friends getting together and just having a chat over a cup of joe or whatever. Friday night live music. What a great thing that was. You came in to hear your favorite band or the band you never heard of before, and you had a delicious flatbread along with that, maybe a beer or a glass of wine or soda, whatever. So what's going on here? So I called, talked with the city attorney, and she directed me to the city manager, asked him why. Why are you doing this? We've been around for 7.5 years. We are fully paid. Our rent is fully paid with the city, et cetera, et cetera. So the reasons I was given, to be fair, they were unfit. They were just absolutely unfit reasons. And of course, I challenged those, and I'm not really heard. My voice, I think they kind of want me just to go away. And this is a fight, you guys. This is a fight, and it's a fight worth fighting. So what's going on is they're terminating the lease as of the end of this year, and I'm not in favor of that. And so I started looking into it, and I asked Ian Rigg if he had consulted with the city council, because remember, he is hired by the city council, and so he said no, he had not. I asked him if this was a decision he made on his own, and he said yes, it was. And I asked him, question, do you have the unilateral authority, or do you have the authority to make a unilateral decision to terminate my lease? And he did say he thought he did, but he would check into it, and if he's in error, he would let me know. That was nice. Either way, I said, well, yeah, I'd like to know where your authority comes from. Can you cite that for me? And so he said, I will. I'll get back with you on that, which he did. And you can see that the document, we're sharing all of this in the documents below. Well, unfortunately, what Mr. Rigg came up with, that he does have the authority, he's actually incorrect. He's mistaken. I guess he thought he did have the authority. He's quoting the city charter, chapter 6, and section 6.02 and section 6.06. Okay, I don't want to get into all this here because it's going to take a long time. Look at the documents below. He actually does not have the authority to make a unilateral decision without first taking a recommendation to the city council, right? And maybe the city council wants to be gone too. Maybe they just want it all to go away. They don't want to deal with it anymore, which would be really, really sad if that's the case. So actually, the city manager does not have the authority to terminate my lease on his own without conferring with the city council. As far as I know, the city council, my sources have told me that the city council was made aware of the termination 3 days after I received the letter, and so which was very interesting to me. So as well. So what I'm asking you to do, call of action. It's so important to keep these officials held accountable. It's so, so important. We have gone decades and decades and decades of not understanding law ourselves as we the people, so we can hold our officials accountable. When an official, a government official, takes a piece of law and construes it or twists it to fit their narrative, that is a huge, huge problem. And that's where we need to hold our officials accountable. Many of the officials have taken, all of our city council people have taken an oath, sworn on the Constitution. The Constitution is an amazing document. It's there to protect we the people from usurpation of the government, from the government trying to rule the people, right? So it's to keep government in check, in other words, and it's to protect our rights, our liberties, our freedoms. Well, if we don't know what our rights and freedoms and liberties are, how are we going to know if they're usurping their authorities? Thank you. If we don't read the law, how are we going to know? So I was in that situation not very long ago. Well, now I'm reading. Now I'm digging in. Call to action. We've made it really simple. We're sharing this as well under the under the video. Contact numbers for the mayor, for the city council, and for the city manager and the city attorney. I'm asking you, if you want the interchange to come back, to reopen, call and email all of these individuals that I just mentioned. Call and email them, each and every one of them. Don't just go one or two. We need you to call and email all of them. All of them. They need to hear from you. They need to hear your voice. And we need at least 100 Albert Lea residents to do this. If you want the interchange to come back and reopen, They need to hear your voice. They've heard my voice, they've heard others' voices, but they need to hear your voice on this one too. Please take the moment to call on Monday or as soon as you can and email each one of these officials. I appreciate your time. I'm sorry I've gone a little bit long here today. There was a whole lot of stuff to cover. Just remember, our officials serve us, not the other way around. They serve the people. We are their bosses. They are our elected officials. They need to hear your voice. If they don't hear your voice, they won't know how to serve you. So check all this out. Get on the phone. Check all the documents out. Get on the phone. Get on your email and let them know. Tell them, we want you to renew the lease with the Interchange. We want the Interchange to reopen. We respectfully demand that you renew their lease. Okay, guys, that's your call to action. Let's get it done. We need at least 100 people in the city. Call and email. And thank you so much for all your support. Remember, this is not about one person. This is about all of us. I'm going to be bringing you some more information here in the next little while. So be watching for the next video. And there will also be every video hopefully will have a call to action. And anyway, I hope you have a great weekend, a great week whenever you're happen to see this. God bless you and God bless America.